Challenge ratings. What's the point? It's never accurate. It never works. It never does what it's intended to do.
I'm summoned. All right, let's do this. I'm not scripting this. There will be no structure, so you'll have to pay close attention to follow me. I'll be talking about 2014. 2024 is a modification of 2014. To understand 2024, you have to first understand 2014. Difficulty is a broad description of the time, the resources a party needs to overcome a combat encounter. It is expressed, calculated in units of experience points. Challenge rating is a number on a stat block that corresponds to an experience point value, representing the difficulty of this monster individually as a combat encounter. There's no real difference between challenge rating and encounter difficulty. Challenge rating is the encounter difficulty of this monster. The text on the screen describes various ranges of difficulty. These correspond to experience point value ranges. I will not read all this text to you. Pause to read. Given a standard party, a challenge rating equal to the level of the party indicates that the monster is a medium difficulty encounter for that party. This table shows experience point thresholds for various difficulty levels of a standard party. You'll see that one column provides experience points values of a monster with a challenge rating equal to the party's level. That experience point value is in the middle of the medium range. To be clear, these values are the minimum value for that difficulty category. Now, the standard party idea is important. A standard party has 4 members using the class and subclasses available in the 2014 basic rules: Champion Fighter, Thief Rogue, School of Evocation Wizard, Life Domain Cleric. The party uses only ability score increases, no feats. The party has no magic items. The characters use the standard array to generate their ability scores. The fighter is melee. The other characters are ranged. Monster design and the calculation of challenge rating for monster assumes this standard party. Challenge rating assumes that the party characters are optimized. It assumes that the monsters are being used optimally, that the encounter takes place in a big empty room with no contents beyond which is necessary for the monsters to utilize their features. CR does not account for situational advantages. So if the party has a paladin and the party is fighting undead or fiends, the effective challenge rating of the monsters will decrease because of the extra damage that the paladin deals. The challenge rating assumes that the monster goes first. The game assumes 6 combat encounters per day and 2 short rests. It assumes that each encounter is 3 rounds, even though 3 rounds really shouldn't happen unless it's at least a hard difficulty. So 18 action per day. Those experience point thresholds change if the party has some number of members other than 4, or if there are multiple monsters. If you have multiple monsters, then you apply a multiplier to the experience threshold values. That multiplier is equal to the square root of the number of monsters. If the number of party members is anything other than 4, there is a multiplier. Difficulty, challenge rating, is an interaction between monster stats and party stats. The table presented here shows you monster stats. Pause to read. The table presented here gives you the stats for a standard party. Things like armor class, attack bonus, save DC, and bonus to saving throws. That is an average. Damage and hit points, that's a sum. When challenge rating is equal to level for a standard party, attacks will hit 65% of the time. Saving throws will fail 60% of the time. All classes have the same offensive capacity. They vary in defensive capacity. Classes are designed at 20th level, and all the class features are designed backwards from there. So 20th level is precise. Earlier levels will deviate from the ideal. So a 20th level character versus a CR20 monster, the character will reduce that monster's hit points by 50 each round on average. Again, this is an average over 6 encounters, 18 rounds. If the character is well rested, it might be doing more damage. If it is exhausted, less. So the standard party will reduce a CR30 monster's hit points by 200 every round, reducing it to 0 in 1.65 rounds. If you want to know what challenge rating you can expect to TPK a 20th level standard party, that should be about 26. Any lower, and there is still a possibility that the party will triumph and at least one member will survive. But CR30 monsters exist. How does the game make 20th level character able to defeat a CR30 monster? That is the role of magic items. Magic items provide what is effectively the epic level progression. With the full suite of magic items, the party's average AC increases by 4, attack bonus, save DC increases by 3. This puts them on the same 65% success rate with the CR30 monster. With a 65% success rate, to reduce a CR30 monster to 0 hit points in 3 rounds, each character needs to deal on average 65 damage, which means attacking for 100 damage per round, which means that magic items for a character, in addition to the increases in armor class and attack bonus, increase the damage per round, the amount for which they are attacking, by 23 point something or other, at a minimum. For a fighter, that damage should come from a +4 sword, or more often actually a +3 sword with some other rider. Now that doesn't so much work for the wizard. So for a spellcaster like the wizard, rather than a magic item that increases damage, the magic item increases the attack bonus, save DC, and the wizard gets Meteor Swarm. That is to say, 9th level spells are overpowered for this reason. This table shows you how much damage a spell should deal if it has a casting type of 1 action, instantaneous duration, and deals damage as a spell attack. 9th level spell deals 100 damage, and the values of other spells sort of move backwards from that. So to give the wizard the extra damage it needs for 1 encounter, the value of a 9th level spell increases. The damage of a 9th level spell must increase by at least 69 points somewhere, such as in Meteor Swarm, which, once you convert it to an attack, is the equivalent of 172 damage to a single target. Now, the game also needs to increase the effective hit points of the 20th level characters to make them able to stand up with CR30 monster. Again, magic items don't really do that, so they turn to 9th level spells. This is why the cleric mass heals for 700, because the sum of the hit points of the party needs to increase by about 534 above standard. So if we go back to the point threshold, at 20th level, the presence of magic items apply approximately a 3 times multiplier to those thresholds. So that multiplier exists at earlier levels too, but the benefit from magic items is super linear. I think I hit all the major points I needed to hit. There are many minor points, but we'll get back to that. Leave me questions.